Welcome to Preptober. Let's plot a story. I know it's not October until Thursday, but starting Thursday I will be having daily videos go up on how I plot my stories. My process fits pretty well into 31 steps, so I figured putting them up as a Preptober thing for anyone who might need some help plotting their NaNoWriMo story. These videos are very short. They are all under 5 minutes. I think most of them are even under 3 minutes, so they're not going to take a lot of time away from your planning. But you'll want to watch this entire video first, because in order to keep those videos short and in order to not have to repeat myself every day for 31 days, I'm going to tell you some stuff in this video that are going to be important to keep in mind. Not complicated stuff, but important stuff. So let's get into it. First, I write mostly fantasy and sci-fi, but this series is not specifically geared to people who write speculative fiction. Most of the steps that I take in my plotting are steps that I would take no matter what kind of story I was writing. And granted, some days are going to be focused on world building and other things like that that writers of contemporary fiction might not need to spend a whole lot of time on. But overall, this is going to be useful for any genre you write, as long as you're writing novels, because I don't think you need to spend this much time and effort plotting and planning short stories or novellas, but to each their own. Second, these videos will be short, and I will tell you what to do in them and not focus so much on how to do them. So do it your own way, make your own interpretation of how to do the things that I say that you should do. And if you feel like you want me to clarify things, of course, put that in the comments and I will do my best to explain what I mean. Also, throughout these videos, I will very rarely tell you to add to things that you've already done. I will give you one thing to do and then I'm gonna move on. Of course, that is not entirely how things actually work. I had to simplify a fair few things for these videos, but suffice it to say that most of these things are not done in a day. You don't do them and then that's the way things are. For example, day 6 is dedicated to setting, day 9 to research, and day 15 to world building. And while you are doing world building or research, you might realize that there's something that you want or need to change about your setting. And if that happens, whenever that happens, of course, go back and put in that this needs to change, or maybe I want it this way instead. Similarly, if while you're making the timeline you realize that, ooh, I want to change this thing about a character, go back to where you wrote things about that character and change them. A few times in the videos I'm going to say things along the lines of course, this is not set in stone, and this is what I mean then. If at any point later in the process you realize that you need to change something that you made earlier, then go back and change it. But since I don't know when exactly you're gonna want to do this, I am saying it now so that you can keep in mind and do it whenever you need to do it. I just want to clarify that this is part of my routine. I do always go back and forth and change things that I have written before, and that has to be part of it, otherwise this doesn't really work, at least not for me. The fourth thing I want to say is that I am going to ask you to do a fair few different things, and sometimes maybe the order might seem a little bit weird to you. So make sure from the very, very beginning to put all of your notes in an order that makes sense to you. Make sure that you're always able to go back and find the thing you worked on a few days ago. That's going to be important both for when you need to change things, and also certain of these steps actually will require you to go back to what you've done before and at least look at that again, if not change it. So put everything in the same Scrivener document, or put all of your documents in a logical folder and give them names that make sense, or if you put all things in the same document, use headlines or something that makes it easy to find your way around. Whatever works for you, just make sure that you can always find things again. Fifth, just so we have it clear, this method might not entirely work for you. You might want to have the ending done before you do anything else and not have to wait until day 14 or 27 to work on the ending. You might also think that I'm focusing way too much on characters and not enough on setting. In short, this method might not be for you, and that is perfectly fine. Use the parts that do work for you, try the parts that seem interesting, but if something doesn't work at all, then just don't use it. And for the record, I don't always do exactly these things in exactly this order. I change it up almost every single project I work on, because some projects just require me to spend more time on this thing than the other thing, or requires me to have this thing done before this other thing. So the order that I've put them in this videos is just sort of mostly the order that I do things in. So again, this is not the ultimate way to plot, but I wanted to put it out there in case there is something in there that will help you. So I hope you're looking forward to it. I know I am, and I will see you on Thursday.